And we're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the Bitch.
Morgie.
What's up, baby?
So, I have to tell you, okay, so I didn't plan this out or anything, but I am, so excited to talk about Unbreakable today.
Excessively, it feels like.
Yeah, here's the thing. I just love Kimmy Schmidt, and I love Tyus Andronicus. I just love everyone there. And I didn't even know that there was a sequel series called Glass, which I assume that's got to focus on Tyus Andronicus, because he's got, such a transparent, see-through character.
That's why you think it's called Glass?
Yes!
That is so
excited.
interesting.
This is probably the most excited I've ever been about any episode.
Well, I hate to crush your dreams, except I don't.
I was going to say, I think you love it, first of all.
So anyway, we're talking about Unbreakable as in the M. Night Shyamalan piece, the vehicle from the early 2000s, right? And Samuel L. Jackson was there. Oh, and Bruce Willis was like, what? And then at the end we were like, whoa! And we were like, superheroes? And then years later they were like, split personality, and we were like, Mr. Thomas, what you doing? And then they were like, hold my beer glass.
Okay, but where is Kimmy Schmidt in that, though? Is she a victim of the supervillain?
When you're watching TV and you turn to Netflix, that's where your girl lives. She's not in this episode.
Well, nothing I prepared is useful.
So it's just every episode?
Okay. I think that you're really speaking to a mirror right now, Morgan.
Hold up.
Yeah. You're trash.
This
and I'm
house
gold.
is made of glass and we both live inside of it.
Oh, and we're both throwing rocks.
That is dangerous, especially around glass, which is what we're talking about today.
Welcome back to another episode of Beauty and the Bitch. I'm Mick the Beauty.
And I'm Morgan, the person who lives in a glass house.
And today we are talking about, really the entire Eastrail 177 trilogy, which begins with Unbreakable, continues on to Split, and is, what's finaleing?
Finito.
It's a finitoing with Glass this year.
Also, I have no idea what those words that you said were before you said what these movies were.
That's what they're calling this trio of movies now.
Say it one more time.
Eastrail 177 trilogy, because that's the train crash.
Yeah.
That's just what they're calling the trilogy. I don't know who came up with that. I did
Some
see it on
terrible PR person, because that is not a good name.
It's not a great name. It does not roll off the tongue.
And it doesn't have any communication power.
No, it's definitely
You have said that word, and
name.
I have seen these movies, and
Yep.
I have no idea what that was.
The Eastrail 177 trilogy.
No.
The Eastrail 177 tragedy. The Eastrail 177 train crash.
Maybe that one.
You know, real life, I was in a train crash, and I was the only person that survived that train crash.
Why are you such a liar?
What are you talking about, Morgan? That is my life. That's not Bruce Willis's life in Unbreakable.
Hey, what is it called when a person lies all the time? There's a word for that person.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like a person who just perpetually lies.
Just more than compulsive liar?
Yeah. Isn't there a word for that?
Probably so. I'm looking it up. Word that means compulsive liar. Oh, it's just a picture of you. No, it's pseudologica fantastica or mythomania.
Or broke-ass bitch.
Or broke-ass bitches who be lying about everything.
You find that under the Urban Dictionary.
You've got throat cancer?
You burnt.
You're homeless, you're poor.
You're dead. But really, that is an unfortunate series of events of things that happen to people. And as we go on, we remember.
This is the one song Vitamin C had.
Hey, but that girl milked it in the smartest way.
You know what? That song makes me cry to this day.
We're still singing it. One of my go-to-work friends, Jolynn, is leaving. Her last day is next week. She got a new and better job, so she's living her best life. But every time anyone brings it up at work, I just start singing that song, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, stop! That song invokes emotion."
It is. It's the song of the middle school dance.
So that was a tangent. But anyway, back on that shitty name that they chose for this trilogy.
The Eastrail 177 trilogy.
Interesting. And I also also thought we could just wrap this up in just a conversation about the trajectory and history and timeline of the M. Night Shyamalan oeuvre as a whole.
You know what?
Because he's just peppered these in throughout, and they are just earmarks to like moments in his career.
Here's what we're gonna fucking do, and we didn't talk about this.
We have
but
not.
I actually pulled together a Marry Fuck Kill of M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Okay, I have not seen a big portion of his movies, but I know what a lot of them are. The ones I haven't seen because they were like spoiled ahead of time, and I was like, well, what's the point?
Well, you can still probably decide if you want to fuck them or not, though.
Oh, girl, I got opinions on all of them.
So these are in chronological order. So we didn't plan this at all. You could not have set me up better for this game. Thank you for that. You're always setting me up, Morgan.
Well, I just want you to be happy.
I'm not
in
happy.
prison.
Oh, I could be. Well,
you would
depends.
do well.
No. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
But did you see how supportive I was?
You were supportive, but that's bad supportive. That's like, sure, you can lift that car. Sure, you can make it across the street.
Well, you're never going to do it with that attitude.
Well, I used to date a boy that said that always used to piss me off.
Oh, shit.
I'd be like, I can't do blank. And to be like, well, not with that attitude. And I'd always be like, you fucker.
I don't know who that trash person is, but.
He wasn't trash. He was lovely.
It is also true, though.
To an extent.
You of all people are always like, believe in yourself.
Yes, and that's true, but believe in yourself, but also be realistic. Like, if you're like, I'm going to fly off the Empire State Building, and I say, well, not with that attitude, you're not going to fly off the Empire State Building, probably, whether or not you believe you can. There is such a thing as delusion.
Well, flying and falling are just like one and the same, man.
Wow, you blew my mind with that one. I take back everything. Okay, Marry, Fuck, Kill. The Sixth Sense, 1999. Unbreakable, 2000. Signs, 2002. The first big three movies.
Okay. Signs, Unbreakable, and The Sixth Sense. Which I guess he didn't produce because I'm looking at produce. Sorry, I have a tab open, but I want to look at directed.
Yes, because that's very confusing. Yes.
Because he produced most of his films, but not The Sixth Sense. So that was missing. Weird. Okay, so we got The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and
Signs.
So I'm gonna kill Signs just straight out of the gate.
Is it because of what's his ass?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I hate Mel Gibson.
It's like, that's one part, but also I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as ever. Like, by the time I got around to seeing it, people had hyped it so hard that it was just like very disappointing to me personally.
Sure. But you were scared when you saw that zombie flip between those two buildings, weren't you?
I'm
that
sure
scared the
that
shit
I
out of
was.
me. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like,
do not recall.
Where is it? And then you just see it go.
I watched it only once because, again, I didn't love it, but maybe it'd be worth a revisit. But he's dead, so who cares?
I did like what's his face with the scar on his lip. I love
Joaquin.
him. Everyone loves him, I think.
Well,
he was good in that. But yes, I also would kill Signs for the record.
Okay, so then I gotta choose between Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense. Now, your baby B, Bruce B, up in both of these films.
He be up in both of them films.
He be BB.
And he be good in both of them films.
Oh, and he be my BB.
He's such
so
a BB.
cute when
He's
he was
still got
younger.
He's still got it.
Working on it.
I'd still give it to him.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't fuck Bruce Willis right now at this moment?
No.
If Bruce Willis
right now
walked
today,
up in this room, he said,
no.
Morgan Messick, I want to fuck you.
No.
You would say no to him?
I somehow along the way today I developed self-respect, I guess, because maybe last week me would have been DTF.
Well, good for you, bitch, but let me borrow your wig, because if Bruce Willis wants to fuck you, I will fake it till I make it.
You could really be a good stand-in, honestly.
I think so. My name is Morgan. My friend is better looking than me.
Accurate.
No. Wait, is I'm the friend you're talking about there?
No.
Damn it.
I have a lot of really pretty friends.
You do have a lot of gorgeous friends.
It's a problem. They're all dead to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so honestly, I feel like while The Sixth Sense is like real good, I just don't feel good about like
living in that.
I just don't want to be a part of it. So I'm trying to decide if it's better to like hit it and quit it or like live with it forever.
Well, here's my question to you. Do you want to fuck like tortured? Surprised he's a ghost, Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilies.
But you know what? No.
That's hilarious. If nobody,
1999.
I will say, before they announced Glass as the trilogy, saying that Split was a sequel to Unbreakable. To Unbreakable was a huge spoiler.
Really?
And until they announce, because it does.
Because
you don't find out till like the last minute.
Because we're not gonna spoil it right now, but a certain someone shows up.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
you don't even learn that they're connected at all until the very end.
I love that. I think that's so
that's
smart.
a huge spoiler, but
Yeah.
whatever.
But-
I mean, now everyone knows.
Yeah. Now it's a known fact. So you're gonna choose. Okay, so you're choosing between sad, sort of, I am a ghost, Bruce Willis, and like I am secretly a superhero with maybe some anger issues, Bruce Willis.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna fuck Unbreakable.
Uh-huh.
Because at least he's alive.
Yeah. And you're gonna marry therapist Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
I'm
because he's
into
like dead, but he's there for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if you can see dead people, he is.
Mm.
Yeah. Is that a skill you have?
I didn't think this through. I should have fucked Signs because Joaquin Phoenix, but I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Can I take C backseat?
I don't think it's allowed.
Okay, well,
and I don't make the rules.
I'm stuck fucking Sixth Sense. I'm stuck.
I would definitely marry. I would marry The Sixth Sense. Period. End of thought. The Sixth Sense was my favorite movie for like maybe 5 or 6 years.
I saw it
used
in
to
theaters
love
as a
it.
young child person.
So good.
Yeah.
That's an amazing movie.
Yeah, it was
well,
good.
of course, that's what made M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes, and it was also the movie that, like, at that age of our lives, what was it, 2099? Like, seeing that film, for me, that was, like, the first movie where I was like, yeah, mind fucking blown. Like, I didn't even know, like, it, like, changed my trajectory of, like, literature I chose to read, like the way I looked at the world, the way I thought about dead people. Like, it changed a lot for me as like a young tiny person who was like 10 or 11 or whatever.
And it's also a plenty scary movie.
Oh,
a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's
very
movies are dark, but that movie scared the shit out of me multiple times.
Lingering fears. Oh, and Toni Collette playing any sort of role that's like borderline creepy. She's so fantastic.
She plays the mom in that.
Yeah, but
I'd
like
forgotten that.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Yeah, but she has like a creepy factor. Like everything in that movie has a creepy factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there are 2 things people can say to me that I immediately am like, we're not going to be friends.
Ooh.
One is if The Sixth Sense comes up in any way and they're like, I guessed it. I'm always like, fuck you. Really? You guessed it? You knew? You're like one of the 10 people in America that knew.
At the age of 12 or 13.
Well, and that's the other part too. And I'm like, okay, did you guess it after someone told you? I just don't like that. I don't like people like, oh, I guessed it. I knew. I totally saw it was coming. I'm like, fuck you. You're a fucking asshole.
I'm like I'm like the opposite of that. Like, I never like see anything coming.
Me neither.
I'm always like so surprised. Like, I love a good thriller because they always fucking get me.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also like, girl, if you want to be a good audience member, stop trying to fucking guess what the hell is going to happen.
Just like enjoy the ride.
Are you so like in your head about you're not smart enough that you have to prove you're smart by guessing all the twists in a fucking Hollywood blockbuster? I just don't. It really, as you can tell, it's a pet peeve of mine.
But on a different note, I do have a love of guessing things in like fandom prediction way for things like Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, that's different.
Like, I'm all up in
I'm not
that.
talking like game theories.
Yeah.
I'm talking like when people are like, it wasn't well written enough, I guessed it immediately.
Yeah.
You know, that thing where they're like,
That is
it
annoying.
was obvious.
Yeah.
It's not obvious in The Sixth Sense.
Oh, no.
And don't fucking tell me it's obvious. It's not obvious. Okay, anyway.
And it was so good. Yeah, you said
So
it
good.
made his career.
Essentially.
And I think it's like the hallmark of it. Like, I don't think he's made a movie better than that.
No, I don't think so.
Personally.
He's made some good ones and a bunch of stinkers since then, but I think The Sixth Sense is the best. He had directed 1 or 2 things before, but it was nowhere near the level of success.
Not only is it a hallmark of his career, like, it's just a hallmark of, like, film.
Like cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a masterpiece.
I hope that he's not, like, I hope that he doesn't feel, like, weighted down by it. I hope that he's really like proud of it and like lets it be a part of like his trophy case. You know what I mean?
I hope so too. But that is scary. I mean, when your breakout novel to talk about something we both think about.
Harper Lee's like, one and done, y'all.
Yep. And he could have done the same. He probably could have been rich his whole life from The Sixth Sense, I would imagine. Okay, next up. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, what's Haley Joel Osment doing now? He was on the most recent season of Silicon Valley as a hilarious like venture capital type like billionaire like techie nerd person, and he has gotten rotund and jolly, and like that's just like the general person he is these days. He's just like
funny.
rotund and jolly and like funny.
He
That's
went
like his
from
thing
like
now.
tiny little cute boy to like rotund cute man. You know what I mean? He's still cute though.
He's like a grown-up Cabbage Patch doll.
He kind
like
of
that's
is,
all that
yeah.
he can be. But he works it. He's working it.
Okay, next up, Marry, Fuck, Kill. Lady in the Water, 2006.
Which I didn't see, but I'm familiar with.
Okay. The Happening, 2008.
Which I didn't see, but I'm familiar with.
Okay. And The Last Airbender, 2010.
Which I didn't see and know was trash, so it's dead
everyone
instantly.
says, okay, yes. That's supposedly that's the worst movie he's ever made.
And like possibly of all time, according to people who have seen this film.
Well, that was a fucking, his thing is, like, when he did The Sixth Sense, he's almost like an indie director. And when he tries to go big studio, like The Last Airbender, it becomes trash.
Have you seen The Lady in the Water?
Is that the one with the eyeball in the fence? What am I thinking of? Do you know where's the one where
What Lies Beneath?
I confuse
Michelle
those two
Pfeiffer.
movies. Yes.
That's a good movie.
Yes. So
That's a good
I thought
movie.
that was Lady in the Water, and so I kept reading people savaging it, and I was like, was such a scary movie. Why?
This
so
is
no, I haven't seen
Bryce
any of these.
Dallas Howard vehicle.
Oh well, I'm done. Then.
But she was also, was she not, or was it Jessica Chastain also in The Village?
That was just...
Was it the other one?
Let's double check. Let's see who can find it first. If I find it first, I get to have one of those cookies.
I wasn't looking, and all of those cookies are for you.
Oh. I don't have to do anything to earn them?
No.
Okay. Oh shit! I clicked on Lady in the Water by accident. Damn it! I got confused. What were we looking at?
The Village.
Okay.
People don't love Lady in the Water, according to
No,
this.
people hate it.
Interesting.
I would say.
Okay, and then my other one was.
Oh, it is Bryce Dallas
Okay.
Howard.
So I'm gonna fuck The Happening.
Okay.
Because Mark Wahlberg's in that, right?
He is.
I don't want to fuck him, but that just seems like a thing to do.
I mean, I want to
Like an
fuck him. I just
experience.
don't want to know him.
I'm not attracted to him.
What about
We've been
young?
over this.
even young Marky Mark?
I don't know.
Grabbing his junk?
His face is like
Yeah.
Neolithic to me. like I'm just not into.
Prehistoric.
I'm not into like his
Cro-Magnon.
brow line.
Yeah.
Like he's very boxy.
He is.
It's not my deal, but I get it.
He's
I get
flinty.
it.
He's
I
a
get
flinty
it.
look.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that porn film, whatever it was called. Not porn, but the one about porn. He was not in a porn film that I know of, but he was
Did you see me
in.
perk up?
He was in a film about the porn industry. What was it called? Boogie Nights. I seen Boogie Nights. I seen his fake penis they like attached to his regular size
I don't
penis.
care about a fake penis. Who cares?
Anyways, so we're gonna fuck The Happening, and I guess we're gonna marry this apparent trash heap that is Lady in the Water. But honestly, I'm kind of intrigued to see it.
Well, you know what? Knowing M. Night Shyamalan, I'm sure it ends happily. So that's a good thing to marry. He always makes movies that end happily every time.
Okay.
No twists and turns.
This is foreboding.
Okay, so here's apartment building superintendent Cleveland Heap rescues what he thinks is a young woman from a pool he maintains. When he discovers that she is actually a character from a bedtime story who is trying to make the journey back to her home, he works with his tenants to protect his new friend from the creatures that are determined to keep her in our world.
Okay, so that sounds like a trash pile.
It does sound
But
trash,
it honestly
yeah.
sounds better than The Happening.
I'm with you on that.
Which I
yes.
have almost watched many times and then discovered my self-respect.
Well, you know what? On one of those moments where you've lost your self-respect, which I know are many, keep in mind that The Happening supposedly was supposed to be a B-movie homage. Did you know that?
No.
And evidently they didn't.
Girl, you can't make a bunch of trash films and then be like, I made a
that
secret.
one was a B-movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
it
trash.
was supposed to be horrible.
No.
But supposedly, and of course I'm not super in the know, but supposedly it was always made with that in mind. And I don't know why they didn't play that up a bit more. Because it does look like a ridiculous movie. I will say that image of that guy chopping himself up with his own lawnmower is stuck in my brain, though.
Oh my God, what?
And The Happening. Do you don't remember that from the
I
trailers?
no.
No, it's from the trailers. It's because, the plants make you want to kill
Yeah.
yourself. Everybody knows that. Sorry, spoilers. All these M. Night Shyamalan twists are long dead. So if you don't know them, I'm not apologizing.
Go on, and a person.
But yeah,
lawnmower?
because the
I don't
plants
like
make you
that.
want to die, commit suicide. So yeah, this man turns on his lawnmower and then lays down in front of it, and it chops him up, and it scared me.
Do you have any other Mary Fuck Kills? Because
I have one more.
Okay, I don't want to. You might bring up these movies, but I
Okay.
have some other things I want to.
Okay, so last one. After Earth, 2013, The Visit, 2015, and Split, 2017. Things are looking good again. See, you went through a real shit period.
Wait, did people like After Earth?
No, they didn't like After Earth, but they did like the other two.
Okay, so The Visit I'm just now looking at, but somebody else was telling me about The Visit and that they liked it.
I've heard it's really funny.
Okay, but it's about a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a poster that's like a cross stitch, and it's got little bloody fingerprints on it, and it says Grandma's rules: have a great time, eat as much as you want, don't ever leave your room after 9:30 p.m. And I am hella intrigued by this tagline here.
I've heard that it's a true dark comedy and that, or like horror comedy, and that it's actually scary and actually really funny. But for some reason, none of my tabs are loading.
I kind of really want to see that. I can't believe I haven't.
Yeah.
Also, like, not starring any really notable people. A bunch of.
Oh, well, you know
I don't
why?
know.
It's because I believe With the Visit was the first one. First of all, After Earth is that fucking...
Yeah, I know.
Is that... What's his name?
Will Smith.
Will Smith's sons.
Yeah,
Jaden Smith. It's that Jaden Smith vehicle, which I heard was shit.
Yeah, people
Absolute
didn't
shit.
care for that.
But you know, you give it a shot. Will Smith, Jaden Smith, you think it might work. Turns out Jaden Smith is talentless and whatever. But The Visit was the first movie that M. Night Shyamalan did with Blumhouse Pictures. Blumhouse or Blumhouse?
I don't know, but yeah.
I think I've heard it, but Blumhouse Pictures, which is, you know, a smaller, more of like, he has more creative control in that venue, and he had a tiny budget for The Visit, but that's kind of a return to like what he originally did. Full control, not having to work with a giant studio and shit out the last Airbender.
Okay, that makes sense. So
That's
he's
his
bringing
recipe
it
for
back.
success.
It's coming home.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
exactly.
well, I'm gonna work this in. Maybe if because it's also funny, even though it's scary. Maybe Aaron could watch it because he's seen some of these.
Yeah.
You know, he's definitely seen The Sixth Sense, and he's still fine.
Oh yeah,
He's alive.
well, he does go into closets and cry and beat himself though.
Everyone does that, right? Oh no,
No.
something is wrong.
That's not normal.
Listen, what we're gonna just do straight out of the gate is we're just gonna kill After Earth.
Yeah, have to.
We don't want to be associated
have
with
to.
that.
Yeah, Jaden Smith, talentless.
And then what we're gonna do next is we are gonna fuck Split because we love James McAvoy, but
So
we
sexy.
cannot be wrapped up in that long term.
That'd be crazy.
We cannot.
You just have to hope you get one of the good personalities for the fucking.
Girl, and you will, because
And by good, I do mean bad.
because the cards are in your favor, so it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get what you want, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna settle down. You're gonna marry what's it called, The Visit, because when your grandma wants you in bed by 9:30, your grandma's already speaking to my heart. I wants to be in bed by 9:30.
Girl,
I
preach.
ain't trying to get up.
No.
I'll just keep a chamber pot in my bedroom if I don't have an attached bathroom. I got no problems with that.
Why your bed smells like
I'm
poop?
basically living my best life in The Visit.
I support you, and I would do the
Now
exact
which?
same. I would do the exact same. Yeah. It's, so he went through a really shitty period. Lady in the Water up to After Earth. 2006 up through 2013.
That's a long period.
It is a long period. Everything he put out, pretty much, people hated. And I thought he was done. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought he was finished. But when he went back to Blumhouse, I think it's pronounced Blumhouse. That sounds more correct. He also did Split with Blumhouse.
And that was fantastic.
Yes.
I felt like Split was such a sleeper film that like people didn't like give credit to, because it was out for a long time before. When it came out, 2016. So it was out for a good long while before it was even like really streamable anywhere or accessible. And it came on free on one of the streaming channels briefly. And Aaron and I were like, ooh, maybe it was on HBO. And we were like, ooh, we'll check this thing out. We were interested in this or whatever, just like casually. And like at the end of it, I was like, what just happened? Like, people were not talking about Split in the way that I felt like it deserved to be because like it was such a sleeper film. I was just like mind blown.
To be honest with you, so I didn't. Okay, so there are a lot of things to say here. First, you've seen Split. I have not seen Split. I tried really hard. It is like almost impossible to find online.
I think it was on HBO briefly, which is when we watched it. Yeah.
See, and I wish I'd known so I could snatch it up, because you can't even rent it on Amazon.
That's so weird.
Which is so insane.
That's bizarre.
Especially with Glass coming out, like
Maybe they're like hoarding it until to like have like a big surge or something. I don't know. Maybe there's logic.
I'm sure there's some PR logic behind it, but I was like, girl, I really want to watch this movie. I'm excited about Glass, the final in the trilogy.
They want you to buy it, I bet.
I bet. Yeah, well,
like,
they'll let you buy it. Oh, they will let you buy it, but I'm not gonna buy that.
Girl,
for
no.
A podcast episode. I ain't crazy. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I want to give a shout out to my sweet friend and coworker Nikki, who's a big fan of the podcast.
Hey.
When she heard that I couldn't find Split, she texted me because she and her man own it, Elam, and they invited me over to watch it, and I was like, "Oh, girl, I can't. We're recording tonight. Like, I don't have time." But thank you so much.
Sweet.
Yes, thank you, Nikki. You're
she
the
was trying to make our
sweetest.
podcast dreams come true.
She really was, and had it been up to her, they would have come true. It was just
Well,
time that got in the way.
Yeah.
And 3, I didn't even hear about it when it came. I literally heard nothing. And I think it's partially because I thought M. Night Shyamalan was done.
You thought he was done,
and, I think
and so
most
did the
people
rest of the world.
Yeah, so his stuff wasn't out there.
And not on the list of things you were going to say, but 4, oh my God, James McAvoy in this film, he is so talented. Like, we've seen him pull off a sexy Mr. Tumnus. We weren't sure it could be done, but he did it.
He did it.
We saw him pull off a sexy Professor X. We knew it could be done, though.
I wasn't sure. Professor X has some feathered eyebrows up in the comic, girl. I was not sure he would be
I was
sexy.
shipping Patrick Stewart. I'm kind of into that little cue ball situation. But man, he was great as Professor X. He's done some other really great sort of niche period piece roles and a lot of supporting things that he's done. He's done a couple gritty things. He did this like Irish cop movie that I haven't seen, but where he has like a hella like potty mouth and the name is something like fuck cunt. I don't know. Like it's some like thing. It was like an edgy gritty thing that he did. But he's never done anything like this.
No.
This was like a lot. I'm sure that he put more effort into this film than he's probably put into any of his other films.
It's his number on IMDb, you know, the known for movies. I'm always interested which one they put first. They put Split before Atonement, which is kind of shocking.
Yeah, Atonement's a real bummer.
It's a sad, yeah. Oh, I forgot he was in His Dark Materials. Oh, that's the TV series. He plays Lord Asriel in the upcoming His Dark Materials TV series.
I actually did hear this at my Christmas party in December. Somebody rolled up and blew my mind with the His Dark Materials stuff. And actually, I think it was Ceci now that I think about it.
Thank you, Ceci. And did you know he's also playing Stuttering Bill in Chapter 2 of It?
I did know that.
James McAvoy, you are doing it, my queen.
His career is...
And he plays Hazel in Watership Down.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm not the much...
I'm sorry to...
Filth is that thing I was thinking of. Also, do you see that on his IMDb?
I do.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, that's the Irish cop one?
Yeah.
Filth? Wow. He's done a bunch of really cool stuff.
Watership Down. I know you like just told me what that was, and I already forgot.
It's that it's based on a book, a really good novel, and it's about the rabbits. Did you ever see that animated movie about the rabbits where they have to leave their warren because human stuff is that?
Yes.
But it's a 4-part miniseries currently on, I believe, Netflix. I think it's not. If it's not Netflix, it's Hulu. But
yeah, but I'm looking through his stuff too, and he has in the last like I don't know 5 years or so just cultivated. Actually, since 2011 is when X-Men First Class came out. Since 2011, he's just been cultivating just like a fantastic career.
Mm-hmm. You know what? He really has.
2007 was Atonement.
I love what he's doing. Damn. So he was on Shameless as Steve McBride before Atonement came out. My timeline is fucked. Also, I didn't know Shameless ran that long.
Did you watch Atonement?
I've seen it. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a huge fan. Oh,
but that one's got a spoilery twist too.
It's the English Shameless he was on. I was like,
there's
this
an
seems
English
all wrong.
Shameless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
2004 to 2013.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yes, and he came in season 2 of that. Okay, I was thinking like, who is he and how do I not remember
How
him?
is X-Men First Class not one of his best known for things?
I know that's strange, isn't it? Filth is one, and The Last King of Scotland, which who even thinks of him in that? You think of Wonky Eye. What's his name?
Nope, that's what they call him.
Oh no, that's mean. You know his name.
You guys know the one. Forrest Whitaker.
Thank you. You know what? Whatever. Forrest Whitaker has money I couldn't dream of. Fuck that.
And he could fix his eye with that money.
He could, and he chose not to. Just like Barbara Streisand chose not to fix her
Just like
nose.
Madonna with her gap tooth.
Exactly.
We're bringing gap tooth back.
These other fuckers don't know how to chew.
Oh, but you get a lot of stuff in there. It's really tough.
Well, you know. Yeah, I'm completely over people being like, don't be mean to celebrities. Fuck celebrities! Fuck celebrities!
That's the attitude we need in 2019.
Well, I'm just over it. My God, they could buy and sell me on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? They have so much more power.
On a Wednesday.
On Hump Day. They have so much power than me. They have such a better life than me because money does make a big difference. Might not buy you happiness, but it will buy you cancer treatment. Okay? I'm just saying.
Preach. I think a lot of people are really over camels being used for like hump day jokes, but every time I see any played out commercial or something using a camel to like talk to you about like hump day or make a joke about hump day, I don't know, it just tickles me. Like a camel talking and also being excited that it's Wednesday, it just kind of gives me life.
Well, and you know, some people like basic jokes.
Me.
Oh,
Me.
harsh.
That's why we're such good friends. You make me laugh still.
What? I don't understand, but my jokes are really funny.
You basic, and I laugh at everything.
I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
So Morgie, let's get down to glass. Hey, let's get down to glass tax right now.
Let's do it.
So all it says, because obviously it's not out, it comes out January 17th. And it says security guard David Dunn uses his supernatural abilities to track Kevin Wendell Crumb. Is that James McAvoy?
I guess so.
Yes. A disturbed man who has 24 personalities. I could have just kept reading had I known. Written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Starring Sarah Paulson.
Who is having the world's largest resurgence. That bitch is in
Love that.
all of the things.
I love that, and I love the shit out of her.
I like her too.
I do like when she's not screaming all the time, though. I do get tired of her constantly screaming, but that's not her fault. Okay, so I'm really excited. Having not seen Split, does Samuel L. Jackson show up in Split? You can't say without spoilers, can you? Can you just tell me so I can use that, silently?
I can't.
Oh, you don't remember? Okay.
No, I can tell you. Wait, but on air or off air?
Well, just nod or shake your head.
If he's in Split or not in Split.
Okay, interesting. So going forward with that information, we know that he's in. Thank you, Morgie. We know that he's in Glass because you see in the trailer that it's all three of them in an insane asylum together because they all three think they're superheroes or supervillains. But let me ask you this, Morgie. Samuel L. Jackson don't have no superpower. He's just breakable. He's just fragile. But his superpower is his mind, correct?
Okay. Again, it's been a long time since I saw Unbreakable, but I thought in my mind that he very much had some sort of superpower. But maybe it was like
it's gotta be
a mental thing.
Because like literally his physical, that's the whole thing, right? It's like Bruce Willis is almost unbreakable. Mm-hmm. Whereas Samuel L. Jackson, they call Mr. Glass because he has some disorder. Hemopapia.
That one.
And his bones are real brittle, so he'd be breaking all the time. Do you remember when he falls down the stairs in Unbreakable in the subway station?
No.
Morgan, it hurts my whole body. The way they shoot it, and he's also carrying a glass cane. Bad idea, by the way. Bad idea. And it like shatters into a billion. It like hurts my whole body. And then as everyone does, I love Samuel L. Jackson. And watching him scream as he tumbles down a concrete and metal set of stairs like really hurts my heart. Like really bad.
Samuel.
Well, there's a big twist at the end of Unbreakable, which I maybe have already given away. This is hard to talk about.
Recap Unbreakable. It's from like 2000 and also I don't remember it very well.
Okay, very fair. So Unbreakable is the story of David Dunn, who's played by Bruce Willis, who is a security guard. And he survives. He's the lone survivor of a horrible train accident, the East Rail 177 accident. Oh my gosh, pardon me.
I'm looking at photos.
It's
James
so
McAvoy's so sexy.
He's so fine. Well, that's why I have his cum in my throat right now. That's why I'm so phlegmy. So anyway, and
I really like this poster that I'm showing to you. Sorry, it's a visual thing on an audio podcast, but we're enjoying it.
It looks so good. Y'all can't even
You'll
imagine.
never know what you're missing.
Well, it's drawn like a comic book.
Yeah.
That poster.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis survives this accident, and because of his surviving the accident, Samuel L. Jackson, Elijah Price, Mr. Glass, people call him Mr. Glass, contacts him because Samuel L. Jackson's like, I've been so fragile my entire life, and he's obsessed with comic books and superheroes, and he's like, I think that if I'm this fragile, there's someone on the other side of the spectrum who is more or less unbreakable. And because Bruce Willis, David Dunn, is the only one who survives this accident, he's like, oh, ding, ding, ding. I think that this Bruce Willis person might be the opposite of me. My opposite, right? And then throughout the movie, it's essentially just Mr. Glass trying to encourage him to become a superhero and a vigilante. And at one point, Bruce Willis decides to do it. He can lift a bajillion pounds. And like his son at one point threatens to shoot him to prove to him that he's unbreakable, which is a really high tension moment. I'm not going to tell you how that ends because I can avoid that spoiler, but it's very high tension. And then at the end of the movie, you ready for this twist? You find out that Samuel L. Jackson, Mr. Glass, has been the supervillain all along.
Makes sense, y'all.
It's a twist I forgot, and I went, I couldn't believe it, because you love Samuel L. Jackson. You don't want him to be a villain, ever. I mean, he's so lovable. But essentially, Mr. Glass wanted to find his opposite, who he could then be the nemesis of. And I didn't really follow exactly, but it turns out Mr. Glass made a bunch of horrible tragedies happen, like horrible fires and stuff. To find his nemesis. So that's the end of it.
I remember that now.
It's powerful. It's very powerful.
It's a really good movie.
It's a great movie. So then at the end, Mr. Glass gets dragged away to the insane asylum, and Bruce Willis essentially just wins, more or less.
Well, yeah. And then who knows what he did in his interim years, honestly. And then it's so, and Split was just such an interesting approach to like bridge that universe into like to today's time, but also to like bring this whole new storyline into it, because like Split is that same kind of thing where like it sounds very like the plot and everything sounds very like straight up front. You know what this is going to be about, and you're watching the film to see what plays out with these 7 different personalities or however many he has. A bunch.
24, I think.
And then you know, and it's like this high tension, very high drama thing, and like he changes on a dime.
And he's like a serial killer, right? He's like a villain.
It's one of those movies where it's like you think you know what it's about, and then it's like suddenly not about that. It's about like so much more. And then like with like that big reveal and like launching this as like a trilogy, like it was masterful. Like it was like my mouth was like open throughout like probably the last like 20 minutes or so. I was just like, OMG. Like it just is like, it's good. It's really good. And I love that you were saying it's like he's like finally back in it, like he's in his element and like he's good again. And y'all, I think he is though. I think this movie was fantastic. I cannot wait to see Glass. I think it's gonna be really good.
Well, and you know what, people including me, we all slept on Unbreakable when it came out in 2000, because you have to think,
I didn't see it till college.
Well, see, there you go. Well, for one thing, that was before the superhero like thing, you know. 2000 was a few months before X-Men, the first X-Men movie, and before I think maybe a month and a half before the first Superman movie, Spider-Man movie. So we hadn't really gotten to like Dark Knight gritty superheroes yet. And in Unbreakable and then again in Split, M. Night Shyamalan really does that maybe better than anyone else ever has. Those are real people who somehow have powers / kind of disabilities that they turn into powers. And I'll tell you, when I rewatched it, I fucking loved Unbreakable. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10 stars.
That's big for you.
Yeah, because I don't do that very often. It was so fucking good. And I did kind of make it less exciting by ruining the ending, but forgive me, it's so old now. But the tension's high. The acting's amazing. And the slow realization that Bruce Willis is a fucking superhero is, I think, brilliantly done. So I'm so excited to see Split, and I think people should go back and watch Unbreakable, because you can find that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if Aaron wants to watch it like real soon, like maybe this weekend.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna live for Mr. Glass.
Oh, it's gonna be real good.
He's so fierce. Oh my god.
It's gonna be really good.
So are you gonna go see it in theaters?
I don't know. There's like several things in theaters I would like to see right now, and honestly, it's like if you're gonna go to the theaters, it's a commitment. But it's like right now because it's Oscar season, it's like there's a lot of good choices. There's
so much to see,
but it's a very big maybe.
Well, you know what? If you're not able to get to the theaters to see upcoming Glass, M. Night Shyamalan actually has an untitled psychological TV thriller coming out soon. Did you read about this?
I was reading about it, yeah.
Guess who just got cast? He's someone we love with red hair and freckles.
Red hair and freckles?
Well, some freckles. Actually, I just assumed.
Sam Hugan?
No, it's a good guess. No, further back. Wingardium Leviosa. Rupert Grint just got cast in the show.
Well,
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he got cast alongside Lauren Ambrose, who's the youngest sister from 6 Feet Under. That's what I know her from.
Okay.
Anyway. So just based on those two castings, I'm like in this. No one knows what it's going to be about. There's no telling. But that just goes to prove he really is back. He's not just coming out with these really good movies. He's also coming out with TV, which I think is the new medium. Everyone should be in TV right now.
TV's hot.
You said I'm hot? Thank you so much, Morgie.
We all just hear what we want to hear.
You're
Life's an
the
interpretation.
best.
I can't wait to see what else he does. I mean, that like besides that, I feel like we're gonna see a lot more from him. Girl, if he could do us a mini series or something on like an HBO Showtime level situation, I'm all about it. And I think it could do well.
I do want to say, just like for the record, not that anyone cares, but I did write him off, but I am inviting him back into my heart.
Oh yeah,
like
he can
I'm
come back.
so excited to see what he's coming out with next.
Yeah.
But to be fair, when you have a whole decade where all you put out is shit, you deserve to be written off. I mean, no tea, no shade, but I mean, really?
Yeah. Honestly,
The Happening,
it got to like
The
a
Last
point where when
Airbender.
they announced like a new movie by him, people were like, but how did he get the funding? Like who paid for it?
Literally people rolling their eyes when they hear about it.
You want okay, so you had a moment with The Village in high school where you and like our friends all went to go see it. I wasn't a part of that because I don't know, I was busy and being very important, I guess.
You're getting your wig fitted, I think.
Probably, yeah. I wasn't available. So why don't you share, I think it'd be great, your anecdote about The Village, and then I have an anecdote about The Village from college that I would also like to share.
Well, I won't share an anecdote, but I'll share an anecdote, okay?
Okay.
That's like an anecdote, but more ancient.
Perfect.
Okay. So we went to see The Village, and this isn't really the fault of The Village, which, by the way, is a very iffy movie anyway. But because I guess we were in a little podunk Cabot, Arkansas theater. They had like the track was off. So like something I never knew is when they film a movie, they film above and below what is actually meant to be on the screen, or at least in this case. You know.
No, I think all of them.
I think they all do. So for whatever reason, like it was slightly off track. So we could see the boom mic throughout the movie, like hanging above people's heads. And because it's an M. Night Shyamalan, and this was back when he'd only come out with one really bad movie at this point, which is Lady in the Water, I assumed it was part of the movie somehow. So the entire time you get this fuzzy, which we didn't know what it was for a long time, this like fuzzy out of focus thing floating above people's heads. And I was like, this is somehow part of it. And the entire time I watched The Village, we were all like, what is that thing though? How does that? And then we find out at the end, just the fucking movie's off track. And you were just looking at the boom mic the entire time.
So unmysterious and anger-filling.
Right? But it was kind of an M. Night Shyamalan twist. He just didn't plan on it. You know, at the end you're like, oh, the movie was just off real.
Nothing to take you out of like the intense, like dreary moments. Like just just people standing 6 feet away from them, like making sure they're catching all the words they're saying.
It was so because that movie is so tense, right? It's such a tense movie, and so like the blind girl would be like talking, or what's her name? That's what's her face, Bryce Dallas Howard. She'd be like talking and like feeling something, and someone behind her is like grinding something with a mortar and pestle, and then the boom mic just like flows into the
so crazy.
It's so
behind the scenes magic.
Yeah.
So The Village is also on the list of M. Night Shyamalan movies that I actually really haven't seen. But here's my little anecdote. I had a house in college, and a lot of people would hang out at our house, but when they weren't at our house, they'd be at Jed and Schmitty's house. So I went over to Jed and Schmitty's house one day. All my friends were there, and they were all gathered around watching
Did you walk
a
over
movie.
like this?
Yeah. You know, skipping.
Oh, skipping.
And I walked in, and they were all like really intensely watching a thing, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? I want to be a part of it. And somebody in that room, not sure who, was like, oh, we're watching The Village. It's the very end. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just peek it for a second and then go like hang out in like his bedroom until they're done. And then that person was like, yeah, they're about to find out that actually they just live in this fake village and then everyone else is just normal and it's this like horrible big twisty thing. And basically it was like, here's the ending. And I was like,
what a piece of shit.
And so then I was just like, cool.
But also, all the people watching that movie just got it ruined seconds before.
I think they might have all seen it before.
Oh,
anyways, the point was I saw the last 5 minutes of The Village, so I know what happens. And now I never see, like, I'll never see the rest of it.
Why
because
even
what's
bother?
the fucking point?
Yeah. Well,
I thought that was a really cool twist, though. Like, not having seen any of the movie, I was like, oh, I would be so mad.
I read a book when I was in middle school about this girl who has that experience, but she lives in like people would come and watch them because they lived in like a colonial village and she was raised there. So she thought that's what the world was, but turns out she just lives in an amusement park. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
No.
It was
that's
crazy,
bananas.
Man. I don't even know how to look that up. Like, what do I even
just
Google?
type all of those words.
Girl lives in amusement. No, like what's like historical recreation? That's really what it was.
Sure.
Recreation book. Girl lives in historical recreation book. Nope.
Well, librarians, if you're listening, and we know you are, tell us what that book is.
Okay, you can buy Pawnee, the Greatest Town in America by Leslie Knope on Amazon.com. I just want to put that out there.
Well, now we all know.
I'll never know what it's called. But anyway, that book came out a solid 2 decades before M. Night Shyamalama did The Village.
Oh, you think he was inspired?
Well, and that's fine. No ideas are new ideas. I'm not coming for him. I do think it's a good twist, but even had it not been ruined by the boom mic, I wouldn't have been blown away by that because that was one of my favorite books when I was like 13. And so it was just from my being, it wasn't a good twist because I had already felt so deeply another work do that twist.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair.
I think some people like The Village. It's one of his less hated movies.
Sure. Well, next to all that other piling heap of crap.
Well, I mean, you know, After Earth or whatever. I kind of want to watch that just to make fun of everybody.
Oh, that'd be a fun movie night before you move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you take a shot or take a drink every time that talentless Will Smith kid does, what's his name? Jaden Smith. I'm sorry if I seem bitter about that, but the only reason he has any career is because he's famous.
His parents, yeah.
And I'm like not into that. It's frankly same with Bryce Dallas Howard. Frankly.
Interesting. I've seen her in a couple things. I've liked her in some things.
You know, what do you like her in? I'm gonna look.
She was in an episode of Black Mirror that she was.
Oh, she was good in
that.
that. She was good in that. But couldn't anyone have played that role? Does it really have to be Bryce Dallas Howard?
I thought she was effective.
She is beautiful, I will say that. I do think she's very good looking.
Now that you've asked me, the only thing I can think of that I saw her in recently was Jurassic World, and I thought that was trash.
That shit. Yeah, she played Lacey Pound in that Good Black Mirror.
I don't know. Maybe she's not very good.
Soulmates,
or maybe she just doesn't pick good roles.
The Hug, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Oh, right. So in the first Twilight movie, they had this one redheaded girl, and then they recast her as Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, she was in Lady in the Water, too.
Yeah, we just talked about this.
Did we?
Remember, because we were like, Lady in the Water.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, I guess, so it's interesting because M. Night Shyamalan has a group of actors he likes to work with. I guess all directors are like that.
Yeah.
But he loves Bruce Willis. He loves Bryce Dallas Howard. He loves, Crotch Grabber. What's his name? The guy from The Happening.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg's been in a couple of his things.
I guess so.
The only thing I can see we haven't talked about is she plays Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3, the worst Spider-Man.
What?
Oh, and she plays Kate Connor in Terminator Salvation, too.
She was Gwen Stacy back in the Tobey Maguire days?
2007.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the one where he dances down the street. Yes, the worst one.
That's the one where he wears eyeliner.
Yes, exactly. Nothing wrong with that, but it's... Oh, and of course she's in The Help. She's actually amazing in The Help.
Yeah, you're right. She was fantastic.
That's the one except... All these others, I feel perfectly comfortable reading The House Down, but she was great in The
And
Help.
Black Mirror, she was good in that.
Yeah, she was good.
Like you said, it could have been someone else, but she was good.
She was. I'm just really, especially with our current 45 in office, this constant, like, what's that word where you only get rich or famous?
Yeah.
What's that word?
Nepotism.
This constant nepotism is starting to really piss me the fuck off.
You know what? Yes, I have to agree.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I am a little spicy because I had a lot of whiskey too, but
it is annoying.
It is annoying.
I mean, it's the privilege, and like, there's not really a good fix to that.
And if I was rich and famous, all my friends would be rich and famous. You know what I mean? Like, I would also encourage nepotism in my own life if I had the ability to do so. So I get it, but also, like, really...
Yeah, it's annoying.
Anyway. I'm excited for this, though. I'm excited to watch Split, and I cannot wait to watch Glass. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, me too.
What time are we at, Morgie?
Ooh, 50 minutes. We're nailing it.
We're doing it perfect.
Yes, we're so good.
Yes. Now it's for us.
We're perfect.
Yes, we love ourselves. Trust in no one but you.
This is the mood everyone needs in 2019.
Yeah. just pure
Snaps
adoration.
For yourself.
Oh, I thought snaps for us. Just adore us.
Both?
Okay, I think so.
Both.
If you love yourself, you'll love us. I think that's true.
Naturally.
Where can people love us online?
Oh my god. We are on like most of the social media networks.
What?
Like
really?
all the basic ones.
All those shitty Tumblr. We're not on Tumblr.
Yeah, well, but you know the other ones.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us at BNBcast or just look up Beauty and the Bitch. We'll be right there.
We even have a WordPress site.
Holy shit.
BNBcast.wordpress.com.
What's up in there?
Girl, well... Pretty much the same thing that's on all the others.
Basically the same stuff.
There is a good feed of the podcast, though. If you're one of those people, because a couple of people have told me this, like, how do I listen to podcasts? And it kind of blows my mind because they're such a big part of my life. I'm like, how do you not know this? But no shade. If you have trouble accessing podcasts, you can go to our WordPress site, bnbcast.wordpress.com. That's it, right?
That's
BNBcast.
the one, yeah.
And you'll see, you can listen to all of our podcasts in the little player along the left-hand side. So just for the record, you can go there.
That's one option.
Where else could they go though, Morgie?
I mean, you probably should just subscribe wherever you're at right now. So we'll always be on your podcast app home feed, whichever one you choose. But you know what? If you're more of a YouTube person, we got a YouTube channel, girl.
Shut your mouth. Am I on the YouTube channel?
You are all up in it.
Wait, is it too much? Should I like overstay my welcome?
No, it's probably just like basic general like friendship stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So like you're not only on every episode of Beauty and the Bitch, of which you can find on our YouTube channel, every episode.
Except for one episode.
Oh, that's right.
There is that one episode.
Fuck that one episode.
Fuck it.
It's dead to us.
Didn't upload. We don't know why.
But you also have a killer series of Let's Play / Let's Queers of all of the video game playthroughs.
Bryce Dallas Howard was in the village?
Holy Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh my god, I'm forgetting everything right now. Oh yeah, that's true. 40 episodes. Let's Queer Witcher 3.
Holler.
Pretty amazing. And that's like 40 hours. I mean, y'all, come spend 40 hours with me.
We know you got 40 hours to kill because you got a full-time job, which is boring.
Boring.
Yeah, so just spend it doing this instead.
Yeah, exactly. It's a much better use of your time.
Obviously.
Right? When you're 80 years old on your deathbed, will you think, oh, I wish I had worked more? Or will you think, I wish I'd finished Mixed Let's Queer Witcher 3 playthrough on YouTube?
Probably like neither though.
Probably
right?
definitely the YouTube one, I think. I mean, you know, to each their own, but
potato. And you can also find me personally on Instagram at Morganized Mess, which is where I live all of my life.
Is it a mess over there?
It's a mess, but it's very Morganized.
Oh.
You know, we keep it toy.
Oh, high and tight.
Yes.
And then do you also have...
I had a blog by the same name.
Morganizedmess.com. .eu.uk?
Obviously.
Oh,
yeah. .pornhub.
That's not how you do that. What? .pornhub.
You know what? Fuck you.
What? I'm just saying you obviously aren't that familiar with Pornhub. And someone who is very familiar, that's not how it works.
Wait, but don't you have to have like a login?
Or you do Pornhub Pornhab.
Pornhab.
.com
That's the Canadian version.
/ Morganized Mess. That would be like your like channel on Pornhub.
Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, exactly. So check that out.
Anyway, catch y'all there, babies.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I think we crumbled at the end. We split, if you will.
Oh, we're very fragile.
Like glass. Makes sense.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the bed.
Beauty in the bed. Beauty in the bed. Beauty in the bed.